it burns. It burns and you don't even see it. Now, we had somebody to come over and we had gotten some things done in the backyard. We burned some wood and we burned some other things. And 2 or 3 days later, they came back. It had rained since then. And they piled some stuff on top of this pile. And see, the fire wasn't out. The fire was burning on the inside in the embers of the wood. And when the leaves got put on the fire, well, what wasn't a fire? And then a wind started blowing. And the fire caught up again. And I didn't understand at first why the fire caught up. But I got the phone call and Sister Benz don't mind me telling, but the whole backyard had caught on fire and they had come and put the fire out. And I thought about how, if you didn't like the fire, how it started up again. But the fire had gotten in the embers of the wood where you couldn't see it. And when the conditions were right, it caught back up. Now, you can say something and it can get down off in somebody, or something can get said to you, and that stuff can get down off in you. Somebody can give you bad advice, somebody can influence you, and it gets down off in you. And you can't see it, and I can't see it, but when the conditions are right, it's coming out. And you got a forest fire.
Come on now.
Come on here.
And we think people go crazy over just a couple of days. It was something burning down on the inside in the ambulance of our heart that came out at an appointed time. It was just enough conditions. Act crazy with me a little bit. Mess around with me a little bit. And then you'll see what comes out of my heart.
Yes. So true. Come on here.
Got down off in the ambulance, and then the fire raged out of control. You think people go out of control in one day? It takes time for somebody to just go crazy. We've had kids that go crazy, neighbors that go crazy. I'm sure you had co-workers that have gone crazy, but it was something that was burning out of control on the inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you something, it affects everybody that's around you.
So true.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Yard caught on fire, and it was working its way up the hill toward the house. Dog going crazy outside. Police department, fire department came, put it out. But the thing about it, it'll heal itself. The stuff started growing back. So in Proverbs, it speaks to us that whatever's down in our hearts will come out. It is our speech, that hidden thing that is manifest. We shall know them by the fruit that they bear.
Oh, God.
Lady at the nursing home she would say that every time I come in the nursing home. She said, "Are you a preacher, sir?" I say, "Yes, ma'am. By thy fruits we shall know thee." You ought to know who you dealing with by the fruit they bear.
Oh, God.
You ought to know what you're dealing with. The tongue can bring comfort, but well-targeted words can start a fire to burn. Well-targeted words. Don't you know that when they have commercials, that they use persuasive words to get you to buy their products? Well-targeted words to manipulate you to vote for somebody. Well-targeted words to get you to eat a certain product. well-targeted words that are used, and they're all persuasive words. And they use another thing called loaded words. These words are designed to cause something to happen when you hear them. They'll throw statistics at you, and they'll throw open-ended words and loaded words at you to get you to see their point. This stuff starts a fire to burn. My brothers and sisters, you can be saved down to the bone and speak in tongues all day long, but your spiritual foundation will be tested by fire. I don't care how saved that you are. I don't care how many times of the day that you pray. You will be tested by fire. Fire of trials. Fire of disappointments. Fire that comes as a result of sickness. You will be tested. But if we went back to what Paul said, that if our foundation is right, we don't have much to worry about, because when you look at Job's life, his foundation had to be right. Because in the end, Job got double for his trouble.
Oh yes, oh yes.
What is fire? What is the flame that comes from the fire? The flame is associated with the fire. It's the visible portion of the fire that consists of glowing gases. It's what you see. I told you what you didn't see, what gets down off in the hamlet, these things that you can't see. The fire, the flame that you see is the open display of the fire. And see, it's gases. If heated enough, the gases will become ionized and produce plasma. Means that the hotter the fire gets, the more chemical changes that begin to happen. What am I saying, preacher? I need the Holy Ghost fire. And the closer I get, the hotter the service is. The more he's going to change me. I need fire. I need, as my wife's grandmother used to say, she said, I need to come to Arkadelphia to get in a fiery service. Have you ever been in a fiery service? That when the presence of God comes, it messes up your program. Have you ever been in a fiery service? That people begin to prophesy. Have you ever been in a fiery service when God made his own altar call? That's the type of fire that I need. That when I get there and the Spirit of God gets to moving, that he begins to purify me. And see, the tongue can be used in the church to bless God. The tongue can be used to prophesy and let a dying world know that Jesus is real. Do you believe that it's real? The songwriter said in Psalms 51, that's why I need fire. You know your house can be on fire. Your job can be on fire. The church can be on fire. If you've got the presence of God in your life, wherever you go, spirit